So let's do it right. Welcome everybody, Coach Borino with you. This is the official welcome to the pre-Thanksgiving show. Good to have you. We do this almost every week. We had to shuffle things around a little bit because I was teaching boot camp yesterday. You know, we're off for the rest of the week. So thanks for being here today. Thanks for being patient. So this is what we're going to do. I have a very itty-bitty presentation about something pretty cool and interesting that I wanted to share with you. I will answer your questions. We will wish everybody happy Thanksgiving. This is your time to ask, how do I get more leads? How do I get more business? How do I keep my sanity? How do I put up with my clients? How do I close more? How do I get more listings? And how do I become a successful real estate rock star? That's what we do. We chat for about an hour or so. We do this every week right here on Rockstars. So if you have questions, just post them in the comments. All right, so we will get going. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Angela wishing happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And Mr. Jim Steely as well. All right, friends. So there is one thing I wanted to show you. Let me pull it up real quick here on my screen. Give me just a second. Here it is. So this is what we want to start with. I want to start with my man Ed, who posted a really good question. So let me show you. Ed is writing, I think you may have a limiting belief. Maybe one of you guys can talk me out of it. I really want to go to the door of the same really nice expireds that we get around here, South Florida. But I kind of get a sense that people judge off the bat what car you drive and equate that with success. I'm not sure if this is true or not. I hope it isn't. My car isn't bad. Anything it's clean. Toyota Yaris 08, it's just not a Mercedes. Thought, you guys. Excellent question, Ed and everybody else. Does it really matter? Your clothes, your appearance, your car? When I started this journey in 1647 in real estate, selling huts to the newcomers from the old world. I was first driving a Toyota, it was really funny, Honda Civic. And I said, get a Honda. It is the best, most reliable used car you can possibly get. I had more trouble with that car with any other. I'm not bashing you, Honda. Well, I know those are good cars, but for some reason the one I got was absolute piece of shit. So then I switched to a Cadillac DeVille. Anybody had a Cadillac in one of those big boats? So mine was a 1981 Cadillac DeVille. I called it the rust bucket because it could barely drive. It made all kinds of clunky noises. The passenger window would not go up half the time. It was pretty bad. That was the one I used to sleep in when I was homeless. Then I turned things around. I met several people, helped me out. You know, Tony Robbins we're going to go see in March. And when I turned things around, one of the first things I did was I got my first Mercedes. It was a 300E red. So super excited. It was an awesome car. And I always was a car guy. I always liked nice cars. I'm on my, fifth Mercedes, I think. I'm big time into Benz. But interesting thing happened. With that car, on the inside, I elevated my status. I started to perceive myself as more successful, more high status. And whether that had a direct impact on my business or not, I really can't tell. But I can tell you that it accelerated. And maybe it was just me acting more high status. I have no scientific evidence. Funny thing is about Ed posts, you know, you have over 45 or maybe 50 comments, people's opinions. So I figured, wouldn't it be interesting to, rather than give opinions which are dangerous, because many of those opinions are based on personal fears, preferences, education, cultural background. Stuff that is not necessarily science or has anything to do with the real impact that stuff like your car can have on your business. I'm not knocking anybody's opinion, I'm just saying everybody has one. You know what they say. So then I dug and found an interesting study that I want to share with you that will shed some light over what things really impact your first impression and consequently the number of leads and listings you get. So let me show you something. Hold on, let me advance it to one slide forward. They did recently a study. There was a study done on a very busy intersection in Austin, Texas. They took a guy, 31-year-old guy, who was jaywalking, crossing the street on a red light. Half the time, he was crossing the street dressed in a suit and tie. The other half in jeans and t-shirt. Interesting thing happened. When the subject was dressed in a suit and tie, more people followed. More people saw him as authority, a leader, and somebody who can be followed and can be trusted. There was no other difference. Same intersection, same guy, everything was the same. So the results from this study Again, science. 3.5 times more people followed when the guy was dressed in a suit. So what does that mean? The conclusion of the study was that your appearance does matter. It, on an unconscious level, communicates your status, your positioning, your power, your influence, and the level of success you have in life. Here's what it means. If you want to create a stronger first impression, people notice it. Now, this happens unconsciously. This is not something that people have a little like a clipboard, you know, like this, and they go, all right, look at that agent. Shoes, check. Car, check. They don't do it consciously. We don't do it consciously, but we do judge book by its cover. We do that. You do it, I do it. And we are not aware of it. It happens almost instantaneously. It's part of what we call the first impression. You know how you walk into a room and there is somebody that you really like, and you can't even describe why. It is not necessarily what they're talking about or anything specific. There's just good vibe. And there will be another person that you just don't click with at all. We have these systems running subconsciously in our mind that have been some programmed for millions of years where we instantly evaluate people, where we instantly pay attention to things we do like and things we don't. That's how your clients perceive you as well. From the very moment you create the very first contact, the first impression, whether it's on the phone, online, in person, in an open house, an expired listing, FSBO, there is instantly a test, a filter running. Like, don't like, friend, foe. And you need to be aware of it. Now, will a fancy car get you more listings? Probably not. But if you start adding these things up, they do add up and they do make a difference. So let me show you 7 things that people pay attention to. They pay attention to your car. They notice it. They evaluate it. Your clothes, how you dress, your overall appearance, the grooming, the nice accessories, fancy shoes, you know, pair of Ferragamo's won't hurt. That's what my now wife noticed about me. Your behavior, how you act. Do you act confidently? Are you poised? Are you in control? Or do you give nervous signals? Your energy. Are you passionate? Or are you nervous? Are you excited? Or are you aloof? Your handshake. And then your smile. These things matter. So evaluate. Do a little check. When I go meet clients, do I look the part of a successful, profitable, trustworthy real estate agent? And you always want to be at least on par with your clients, but preferably one up. So if your clients are absolutely casual, you should be one above that. Now, do you always need to wear a 3-piece suit and a tie? No. But you definitely want to communicate success and status, number 1. And number 2, this meeting matters to me. Your time is valuable to me. And through my appearance, I express that I took the time to prepare for it, not just on a business level, but on a personal level. So with that, here's my suggestion. Do you need to run out and buy a Benz? If you have the money, yeah, go get it. It's an awesome car. I love it. But do the best you can with what you have. If all you have is 2008 Toyota, cool. Make it clean. Make it appear nice. Take time to make sure that the car represents you and your business. Same with your clothes. You don't need to go buy 20 Armani suits. But have a nice one business attire, absolutely. For you ladies, same thing. Looking good, important. Nice nails, nice hair. Communicate, I care. I'm high status. I'm a professional. I can be trusted. And we're not talking like flashy. You don't need to wear a Rolex. You don't need to overdo it and sell yourself. This is not about presenting. This is about feeling good about who you are and communicating clearly what you stand for, that you're successful, that you can be trusted, and that it's okay for people to do business with you. That's the important part. Groovy? So do little adjustments. Pay attention to it. Because people do respond to it. We're wired that way. We judge books by its cover. All right. Hopefully that answered your question. Ed and everybody else who was wondering. Mr. Todd had a comment. Let me show you what Mr. Todd is saying. Todd says, I agree with you. I've had people that look out their window at me when I was door knocking. When I see them, they wouldn't even come up, open the door, and talk to me. A lot of snobby people in Southern California. And not just in Southern California, Todd. This is not just in Southern California. It happens everywhere. That's how just who we are. People judge. We do it. Now, we don't want to admit it. Or sometimes we're not even aware of it, but it's happening all the time. And it's not that people are snotty, but think about it this way. people you interact with. The moment you pick up the phone, you get in a conversation with them, or the moment you knock on their door, or the moment they walk into your open house, the state they're in is not a very comfortable state. It's not like they're looking forward to talking to a perceived salesperson. It's not something people like. We don't like dealing with salespeople. I mean, think about last time you bought your car. Was it a pleasant experience? Were you looking forward to it? It was like, oh shit, let's just get it over with. Negotiate a price and I'm out of there. You know what I mean? We unfortunately don't have the best reputation, mainly because we use canned scripts and we all sound the same. And many of the real estate agents, not you guys, not my rock stars, but everybody else, is kind of a shady character. You know, they try to get in the door, they try to make them buck, and they put their preference, the commission, over the best interest of a client, which is exact opposite of what I teach you guys and what I want you to become, is a high status agent who can be trusted, who is cool, who is an advisor, who is a guide, who develops an authentic relationship with their clients. So be aware of that. What kind of vibe do you send out? What do you sound like when you start a conversation? Because it happens very quickly. And the bummer about these things is that if you screw up the first impression, if you come across as too low status, needy, desperate, nervous, or too high, aggressive, closing, salesy, once the first impression has been established, it's almost impossible to fix it. It's almost impossible to go back and recover from it. Occasionally you can, but it takes a lot of effort. It's much easier to set up the first impression right from the beginning. Do it right the first time. Make sure from the very beginning you're perceived as cool, trusted, in control, poised, connected, someone who cares about the client, somebody who's interested, who's engaged, who's asking questions, because you want to know. You're seeking the best solution for the client by understanding their situation. That's the secret. Yeah? Okie dokie. So, what questions do we have, my dear friends? Hey, Mr. Derek Radford. Good afternoon to you. How is Florida? Mr. Patrick Adams, rockstar from Vegas, says, Todd, in Vegas, tons of people don't open. I think wearing suit, door knocking would hurt more. Not necessarily suit, Patrick. That's not what I'm talking about. It's not always the suit that's the answer. But it is the professional, clean, high-status appearance. So whatever you feel would be appropriate, because a lot of it is not just the signal you send out, which is your appearance, but also how you feel. And I've had Armani suits, and I tell you, it is not that they're so awesome, that they look so awesome. They look good, but it makes me feel like money. It makes me feel like I'm competent, I'm confident. And clothes, your appearance, communicate not just out, but in. Having a nice watch, you know me, I like nice watches. That's another thing I enjoy. I have a nice collection, and it just feels good. Not to flash, not to sell, not to promote, but to make the package, the whole package. Because what you say, the words, the actual words, are only a part of the communication. The tonality, the appearance, the energy plays just as big of a role, and very often even bigger role. Because think about it this way. You finish a presentation, had a good meeting with the client. If I walk into that house, let's say half an hour later, and I ask the seller, what was said? What did Todd or what did Patrick, what did Jim say? They would not be able to repeat a lot of the actual stuff that was said, but I could very clearly get an answer. Did you like him or her? Do you feel like you can trust him? Do you feel like you're in good hands? There'll be an overall emotion-based opinion about you. And the client would be very clear. We like him. Yeah, good guy. We're in good hands. I think they know what they're doing. Or, not so much. Too salesy. Or too insecure. And much of that opinion will be formed not just by the words. They will not remember a whole lot of words. But they will have a very clear impression about you. And that label will stick. Does that make sense? All right. So, rockstars, you ready for Thanksgiving? Steve says, being unique, presenting value, minus neediness equals dollars. Oh, dude, let me put that on the screen. That is such a good point, Steve. Being unique, presenting value, minus the neediness equals dollars. Totally agree with that, Steve. Absolutely right on. Very good. So you guys are ready for Thanksgiving? For those of you who celebrate, we do. That's one of our biggest, my favorite holidays. Did you get my email this morning? I was talking about my very first Thanksgiving. I was fresh from Czechoslovakia, a few months in the US, and a friend of mine was inviting me He says, what do you do for Thanksgiving? I'm going to hang out with my sister. Come with me. It was the most amazing experience to me. Yes, we have holidays in Europe, right? But this one was different because it was a big room of people and the food was amazing, the energy was amazing, the conversations were amazing, and that stayed with me to this day, and I always want to recreate that. And now we're hanging out with my friend Andrew and his wife and his family who live in our neighborhood, and I always make the big turkey, and they make all kinds of food. Andrew, being Italian heritage, loves to cook and eat like I do, as you can tell. So we bring good wine, we smoke cigars, and it's a phenomenal experience where we talk and we stay long, and kids are having a good time and we're having a good time. So I'm very much looking forward to it. But I would also encourage you, use this holiday as an opportunity to connect with people, not on a business level, but on a human, personal level. So here's what I would recommend you do. Today, tomorrow, and you can do this around any holiday, it doesn't matter. It can be 4th of July, it can be Valentine's Day, Thanksgiving, it doesn't matter. But use it as an opportunity to pick people in your sphere you care about, you're interested, or you lost touch with. Pick up the phone, no texting, no marketing, good old-fashioned phone, good old-fashioned dialing, if you still remember how to do that, and have a little conversation. Something simple. Hey, Susan, it's BORINO. It's been so long since we talked, and I apologize. Life just kind of got in the way. Next thing you know, it's end of the year. Where did the year go? How are you guys? How is your husband? How are the kids? Everything okay? Fantastic. What are your plans for Thanksgiving? Wonderful. Well, it's been great chatting with you. Listen, if you need anything, if there's anything I can do to help, do you have my contact info? Fabulous. Please reach out and let me know. Enjoy the holiday and very happy Thanksgiving. Short little conversation like that. Ask a few questions, genuinely be interested in them. You don't need to end it with some bullshit like, oh, by the way, who do you know that wants to buy or sell? That would completely ruin the call. That would completely ruin that nice connection you developed. No need to. No need to stuff it with some silly, salesy marketing message. Just a nice, authentic, happy Thanksgiving. I'm glad you're part of my life. I appreciate you very much. This is a time to appreciate and thank. Okay, so use it. Go through the list. Call maybe 15, 20 people today, 15, 20 people tomorrow morning. You will not reach everybody. Leave a little message just wishing them happy Thanksgiving. Hope all is well. Nice and simple. Do that. Yeah? And then you'll be surprised that down the road, from maybe a different direction, from maybe the same, the universe got this set up. Your job is to nurture these connections. The more, the better. And the more authentic they are, the better. The universe will take care of it. The business will come. The connections, the referrals, and all that will come. Your job is to just make sure you're connected. Make sure they know that you're a genuine, authentic human being, not just a professional salesperson. Not just a real estate rock star. That's part of it, and that's what you do, and that's how you help. But in addition to that, you're a kind, warm, authentic, real human being. And that's what you're going to accomplish with these. So take me up on it. Call a few people today, 15, 20 dials. It's going to take you less than an hour. Call a few tomorrow and see what happens. See what kind of magic happens. All right? Use that. Groovy. So that's a quick little tip I wanted to share with you. Mr. Jason Fazzi, always good to see you, my good man. Jason says, delivered a few dozen pies to my top clients and was received with lots of hugs and Facebook posts from clients who appreciated it. That is brilliant. That is brilliant, Jason. I love that idea. Do the pie giveaway. It works really, really well. Some of you guys, I know what you do. What I recommend you do is you contact your clients in advance, says, hey, come on by my office. I have some pies I would like to share with you. Have a cup of coffee, take a pie or two for Thanksgiving. Just let me know in advance. RSVP, let me know so that I know when to expect you. We're going to be here Tuesday from 2 to 4 and Wednesday from, let's say, 10 to 3. And some people will respond. You will see them, have a cup of coffee with them, take a picture with them, chat with them, give them some pies, reconnect with people. The method, the mechanics, is nowhere near as important as the fact that you're connecting with these people, giving something of value, something fun. Plus, I'm a big believer in sharing food, breaking bread, because it's such an old tradition that goes back to the caves, where somebody provided something tangible and something pleasant as food, something nourishing as food. You deepening that connection. It's not a coincidence that we go, one of the first dates you go on is a dinner. It's that connection of food, of providing nourishment that connects to the pleasure that connects to you. So use it. Do it now. Do it for Christmas. You can do this all year long. You can set up a barbecue. You can do all kinds of things to connect with people, because I Every year, this never fails. I tell you the number one source of your business should be referrals. That's the number one. Whether you're a new agent or experienced agent, doesn't matter. If you nurture these connections with people around you, people who trust you, people who know how to get in touch with you and what you do, you're going to thrive. In addition to that, you're going to do the high probability leads we always talk about, but that's going to come later. Okay? I mean, that's still part of your business, but referrals, work them, work the connections around you. Then do the expireds and FSBOs and everything else we talk about. Speaking of which, you might have heard me talk about the new program I'm working on. Quick, there's nothing to buy. You can't enroll or buy. I just promised that I would share with you when we are getting closer to releasing it. I set a goal for myself and for you guys. I did it behind your back. I decided that I will take a group of agents. We're going to start working together on a very personal level, and I will guide you and walk you through the path, and I call it the path. And the path is to getting 1 listing a week, 50 listings in 50 weeks, 1 a week. Now, some of you are well on the way, so it's going to be a matter of fine-tuning and adding some systems. Some of you are new and you're starting out. So whether you want to reach that goal immediately or it's kind of down the road, doesn't matter. How soon we're going to get there is not important. What is important, that's my goal. I'm going to do 50 listings in 50 weeks. So if that's something that you want to do, keep an eye on it. I'm going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it as we're getting closer. There'll be a page where you can sign up for it. This is something that I've been building and working on for quite some time. I mentioned it actually almost a year ago, if you remember, but I had to figure out how to take you guys who are on different levels, different areas, and make it work for everybody. Come up with a system where I can be available to you, where I can guide you personally, I can hold your hand and get you to that 1550 and beyond and further. So that's what's coming. So look for a path. It's called the path. We're going to get on the path in January. We're starting in January, and we're going to take this journey together. And I'm super excited about it. It's going to have all kinds of elements. There's going to be all kinds of videos, and there's going to be all kinds of cool stuff that will allow us to get you to a listing a week. I'm really, really looking forward to it. So that's what's coming. That's what the BORINO Lab has been scheming about for the last, I don't know how long. It's been a while since I started working on it. So I would love for you to come and join us on the path, okay? Looks like a lot of people excited. That's awesome. Todd is totally interested. Renata likes the idea. Excellent. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to get on the path. All right, my friends. So if you are working this weekend, Maka says that would be great. Maka, I think you will be a good candidate for it. I think that'd be good. Deborah, Mr. Jim Steely, my goal for Mr. Jim Steely is to do 100 because he has a team. If you have a team, if you're part of a team, or if you have a partner, let's say husband and wife, 2 agents, we're going to double that because it's 2 of you. You can do twice as much. Part of the path will be we're going to come up with a plan how to get there. That's one of the first orders of business is we're going to map it out. What will it take to get you there? What tools are we going to need? What people do we need to have on board? Affiliates and support. What information you need to know. What mindset you have to have. Communication, marketing, advertising, all that stuff. And then we're going to custom tailor it based on how fast you want to get there, what is the price you're willing to pay, and where you are. And then we're going to accelerate. Yeah? Groovy. Okay. Let's see. Do we have any questions that you guys wanted me to answer? Anything that you wanted to talk about before we close the shop for a few days, take a little breather, and then get going? One more thing I wanted to share with you. Take some time off. Take Thursday, Friday off, relax. If you decide to work, let's say on Friday or over the weekend, then work your ass off. But don't do both. Don't try to be with your family while answering emails and taking phone calls. You know what I mean? Shut it down. It's okay to shut down for 48 hours. You're going to reset. You're going to feel better. And then if you do choose to work on the weekend, awesome. If not, enjoy it. But here's what's going to happen. Come Monday, work your ass off. There are so many agents. There are brokers. There are business owners who are spreading the rumor that things are slowing down, that nobody's moving. I challenge that. Check your MLS. Check your MLS. There'll be new listings today. There'll be new listings tomorrow, new listings Saturday, Sunday, Monday. There'll be new sales, property going under contract, properties closing. Don't quit. Keep going, because the momentum you have now collecting leads. Now, of course, not every lead will be ready right away. There is an incubation period, even if you work hard probably with leads like FSBOs and expireds. But you're building the momentum you're going to need, and it's going to turn and break come January. And those agents who mentally, they still show up at work and they still drink coffee and complain about the economy, politics, bitching about the market, and the latest seller deal that they got tangled in and all that stuff. But mentally, they're not there anymore. They don't believe that there is business out there to be had. They don't, subconsciously holding the brakes, not allowing the business to come to them, not allowing the transactions and the clients to show up. You be different. Expect business every day. Expect good clients every day. Expect closings every day. Expect money and success every day. Go in expecting that. Be passionate about it. Be optimistic. Talk more about what works. Talk more about what you want. Talk more about how your life is going to be, because you're successful. That's your focus. And with that, you're going to go Monday, work your ass off. Don't pay attention to the results as much as your activities. Control what you can control. Can you control how many numbers you dial, how many emails you send, how many texts you send, how many people you visit? That's the stuff you control. So focus on that. Expect positive things to come, but if they don't come right away, it's a momentum. It takes time. Remember, we were one of the first ones in our neighborhood who bought a color TV. My father always wanted one, so we got this giant box. It was huge, big-ass box with a quite small screen. And it was one of the first color TVs. And the cool thing was, you had the remote, right? So you clicked the remote, and then for a while, nothing happened. Nothing. Then a little light would come on, and in the center of the screen, there was a little dot in the center of the screen. Any of you remember it, or am I the oldest fart here? And then the sound would kick in. You would hear the sound of the show before the picture come. And we'd just sit there and wait for a long time before the TV warmed up. This is not like the plasmas today and the OLED TVs today where you go push and pow. We just bought a new one. Monster, the fucker is big. It was a big-ass TV, and it's this thin. And the picture is just amazing. It's amazing. It's too good, actually. They actually have a dumb-down button on the television now to make the picture not that good because it looks too crisp. But back then, it took a while and it wasn't all that great. But we would sit there in front of the TV patiently, knowing that the show would come on. You may be doing activities right now and nothing is happening. You're waiting, like you're prospecting, you're marketing, you're following up, you're doing stuff, and listings are not coming the way you'd like them to. There's an incubation time. There's a momentum that needs to develop. Things need to click in place, and that sometimes takes time. Maybe you need to develop deeper trust with certain leads. Maybe you need to expand your reach, bump the numbers up, work a different market. There are these variables, but at the end, it's all going to take a little bit of time and a little bit of trust and a little bit of faith that it's all going to work out. And a big chunk of that depends on your mindset. If you have positive expectations, if you're passionate, if you know you can trust yourself, if you know this is going to work, this is how other people do it, I am no unique or different other than I'm very passionate and I expect good stuff will come. If, on the other hand, you worry, you doubt yourself, you're considering getting out, you're negative, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. 80% of success is in your mindset. I'm reading a great book, and in one of the chapters, the guy who wrote it, Eddie Izzard, he talks about running marathons. And one of the biggest revelations for him when he was preparing to run his first marathon is he was training with a very experienced marathon coach. And while training with other marathon and ultra-marathon runners, they all agreed on one thing. It's tough, but 80% is mental toughness. Mental. Your mind, your brain decides whether you're going to finish the marathon or not way before your body does. Before reading that book, I mean, I'm not a runner. Yeah, hard to believe, right? But I always thought it's a physical thing. And after reading the book, I'm now realizing, just like anything else, just like this business, your success is 80% mental. It's the Pareto principle. 80% of your success is your mind. 20% are the actions. And if you take the principle a little further, think about this. 80% of your income comes from 20% of your actions. 20% of the things you do create most of your success and your income. What if, starting in 2018, you could identify the 20% and focus on that and drop the 80% that is nothing but distraction and dragging you down. What if you could devote more time, effort, and energy on that 20% to increase your income? Wouldn't you be better off? So what if you spend the next day or two just kind of pondering, what are the 20% that produce 80% of my income? What 20% of the things I do create majority of my success? And what can I do to do more of that so I can get more, make more, help more people, elevate my success, my status, and my income? Something to think about. By the way, just a little insider secret. When we do the path together, we're going to focus on that 20%. 20% of that creates 80% of your wealth is primarily what we're going to do during the path. Yeah? All right, my friends. How are you guys doing out there? Enjoying the show? All right. Trust the process. Yeah, it takes 90 days to harvest. So let me open up the comments here. Hold on a second. I'm going to click on this. There you go. Yes. All right. Yeah, you guys remember the TV. Ah, those were the days, right? Remember the old TVs, yes. Lisha says, I am interested in the coaching. More information will be coming, Lisha. Don't worry about it. I will be talking about the paths as we come along. You will be able to enroll. I will invite you. There will be a special invitation. I will, of course, give you guys, my rock stars and my clients and my students, preferential treatment. You will be the first ones to take a step because, of course, the group will be limited. I can't just take everybody. That would be too intense because I will be personally involved. You will have direct access to me. We will personally work on it. Personally, it doesn't mean you have to come to Washington, D.C., but it means we will have sessions where I will do accountability reviews with you, marketing materials reviews, dialogues reviews. We're going to work on your communication. All that will require my time and my attention. So there'll be a limited group. How big, we'll see. We'll see how much I can handle. But I want to make sure that the group that's there is getting value. You're making progress and you're on your way. Okay? So yeah, you will hear about the path most as we're getting closer to opening the registration. Self-fulfilling prophecy, that's exactly what I'm talking about, Jim. You're absolutely right. It is a self-fulfilling prophecy. So Makai, the path will be a program that I'm launching that is coming where I will help you to get 50 listings in 50 weeks, a listing a week. How to get one good listing a week. We don't have the cost. We don't have the information yet, Victoria. Sit tight. It's going to be affordable. I want to make it affordable. So it's going to be about $7 million a year. Well, I mean, I'm thinking about it this way in terms of price. And we're trying to figure out what would be a reasonable price. But if you could do a listing a week, which I believe you can, and you, Victoria, especially with your tenacity and your skill and your expertise, it's possible. How much is that worth to you? And how much would you share of that wealth that you're going to create with me to get you there? Just something to think about. And I don't have a price yet. We are working on the pricing. But something to think about. What investment would you be willing to pay so that you predictably can produce at least one good listing a week? 50 in 50 weeks. Yeah? That's my goal. Big goals. I want you to think big. I want you to come up with big goals for next year. No more of this little shit bullshit. A deal here and there. You know, one a month. Come on. Pay off bills. Come on. More, bigger. 2018 for many agents will be a fantastic year. There'll be millions of transactions. This year we're going to close over 5 million. And I believe next year will be at least that good. I'm predicting it. That it's going to be a great year where you can make a lot of money, help a lot of people, make boatload of cash, enjoy life, don't work your ass off. Yes, you're going to work hard, but you're going to balance it out, spend some time with the family, travel a little. All that will be possible. We now have the tools, we now have the support that can do that for you. So it's not just about working harder. Yes, you're going to work hard, but also working smarter, working with the right people, doing the right things. Remember the 80-20. That's how 2018 is going to shape up. You just watch. And I want to be there to lead you, to help you. Together, we can make it an amazing year. No joke. And just to tell you how serious I am about the path, it is the only program I've committed to for the whole next year. That's how serious I am. There'll be no other distractions. I'm not going to do anything else. I'm not producing any new programs. My entire focus, my staff, my team, and myself will be devoted just to you guys, to your coaching, to your guidance, to helping you, supporting you, to cracking my whip on you. There'll be a lot of accountability that's going to be part of it to make sure you are on the path and you get there. And we'll stay with it as long as it takes until you can do comfortably, predictably 50 listings in 50 weeks. How's that? Big commitment, right? I know. It is a big commitment. I take it very seriously. Okay. That, my friends, is what I had for you. Let's see. Mita is in. Absolutely fantastic. You will be able to sign up. I will tell you more about it. You will get all the details. When is it going to be? How often? How are you going to get the information? All that is coming. We are working on it, so that's coming. So the path will be year-round program or something like a boot camp for 6-7 weeks. Mita, a lot of it will depend how fast you can progress through it. If it's going to take you a year, then we'll stay together a year. If you can do it faster, then we'll do it faster. It will be up to you. But I will stay for an entire year if I have to. Yes, totally. Makai says, that sounds incredible. Do we have to meet a certain criteria to be eligible for the path? Yes, you do, Nima. That's a good question. You do have to have certain... There is certain... I would be looking for certain things in order for you to qualify for it. Because if I'm going to commit and spend a lot of time and effort and my team's time and effort on making sure that you are on the path, I will require the same from you. Your level of commitment, the goals you have, the passion. Years in a business, the area you sell, that is not as important as how bad do you want it, what is the price you're willing to pay, how committed you are. Those are some of the things I'll be looking for. Yeah? I don't want to turn this into a sales pitch on path because I really don't have it yet. I mean, we're working on it. I have the entire wall here. You guys want to see? This is how we brainstorm what's going to be part of it. I can show you a little bit. You're in the BORINO headquarters. And as you can see, all these notes on my wall is the program. We're outlining the program. What am I going to teach you? How am I going to teach you? And all that. So that's what's coming. All right, my friends. Whoops. I just knocked something. Good. You can still hear me? You can still see me? Are we still on? Jeez. All right. Let me move this a little. There you go. There. So that's coming. Ladies and gentlemen, my dear rock stars, it's been a fantastic year, and we're not done yet. There'll be a new life on Tuesday, as always, so we will be back. We're going to finish the year strong. But as we're headed for the holidays, it is time for me to express my appreciation for your commitment to do something extraordinary. Because I believe that it is people like you and I who make this world go around, where we don't sit on our ass and wait for handouts, wait for some boss to give us a paycheck, wait for things to happen. We are out there hustling, trying, failing, trying again until it works. We are out there helping people, making this world a better place. And for that, I am utterly grateful and so appreciative that you're willing to give me your time, your attention, and your trust to be your guide on this journey. And I appreciate that very much. I appreciate and recognize the hustle, the effort, the energy, the focus, and the faith you have to put in yourself for you to be a successful real estate agent. It's by no means an easy business. And for those of you guys who are new, who are just coming on board or just got on board, you will see that it's no joke. They can be very challenging at times, stressful at times, difficult at times, and bitch at times. But it can also be very rewarding. It can also be very profitable. It can be very satisfying. When you get the job done, clients appreciate you, and you get paid well, and you get the recognition, drive the nice car, wear the nice clothes, go on vacations, live in a nice home. It's a rewarding feeling because you got there by yourself. And for that, I have admiration and gratitude that you're willing to do that. It's just a few people who can do this. We are a very small minority of the hustlers, of the grinders, of the dreamers. And you're one of them. This is a very unique group. There are a bunch of real estate groups here on Facebook and on the internet. There are a bunch of coaches. But I have always envisioned to create a group of people like you who have the faith, who have the passion, and who are willing to put in the work, not just to make a buck, That too, you want to make a living, absolutely, you want to get paid well. But in addition to that, to do it right, to do right by your clients, do right by your colleagues, to do it in an ethical, cool way, without being an asshole, arrogant, the typical salesperson. And so I am absolutely grateful to have you, to you be part of Rockstars. So for those of you who are my clients, thank you. For those of you who are thinking of becoming my clients, thank you. And for those of you who are just here to learn, to absorb, or to share and teach and inspire others, every single one of you, we appreciate very, very much. So with that, wishing from my family, from my wife Hannah, our kids, everybody here on staff at BORINO Productions, from Roseanne and Yulia and Kat and Helen, very, very happy, pleasant, awesome Thanksgiving. Thank you again for being here with us, and we're looking forward to chatting with you next week and then making 2018 an incredible year. Thank you very much for everything. You are very much appreciated. I love you all, guys, and I'm looking forward to working more, doing some pretty amazing things, helping you grow your business, making your life awesome, building the lifestyle you always wanted. That's my mission, and that's my job. Thanks again. Enjoy the Thanksgiving holiday, and I'll talk to you all next Tuesday at noon right here in Rockstars for another BORINO Live. Enjoy the Thanksgiving. Bye, everybody.